For most of us, scenes like this will be forever burned into our memory. The winter of 2014 to 2015 was one of the coldest and snowiest on record. Parked cars became eerie snow sculptures, and some remained that way until the thaw. Locks were frozen, and if you were lucky, sidewalks were just one shovel wide until you reached a point where you had to walk in the street. Walking was dangerous, driving was dangerous, and motorists were encouraged to stay off the streets, although most didn't. Emergency vehicles had their work cut out for them. The whole fleet of city vehicles were called into action. We had 6-foot snowdrifts, and with one snowstorm after another, we quickly ran out of space to put it all.
So here we are at 11 o'clock on Monday morning, day 2 or day 3 of this next storm, the third blizzard we've had in the last couple of weeks. People are working hard right now. We have 12 front-end loaders altogether, some from the city, some from contractors, some from the Army National Guard now, all working hard to open up our streets again. Snow removal in cities, I have to emphasize, is about removal, very literally. Whereas in other communities, it's just a matter of pushing the snow to the side. Here in cities, because there isn't much room to put it, you got to cart it off, and that's what they're doing here down the south end and up in the north end. And this will continue for the next couple of days. So there are things to be on the lookout for and things that we can do. First of all, if you don't have to go out, please don't go out. Look, I know it's very inconvenient, but we're still doing a lot of plowing and a lot of excavating. To the extent that people can stay home and park on the correct side of the street, across from the fire hydrant, our plows can get through and continue to move the snow out. It's very cold. There are a couple things that concern me. One is just exposure. We're sitting out here, we're feeling it. There are people out who go out, kids who get exposed, people we need to keep an eye out on their children and on the elderly, because the cold can catch up to you really fast. Hypothermia can set in very quickly under these conditions.
Still, some didn't seem to mind it at all. It was a field day that lasted from the end of January well into March. Snowfall totals for this area were about 78 inches for the season, while Boston had a record-breaking 110.3. It was fun for the young and daring, a playground that just kept replenishing itself. Although most of the snow was light and powdery, good for skiers, bad for snow sculpting. Tropical storm force winds caused low visibility with the blowing snow, and the conditions changed rapidly. We had snowstorms with names like Juno, Linus, Marcus, Neptune, and Thor. Since when did snowstorms have names?
When you drive around the snow, it's a huge inconvenience, and snowstorms like this have been very inconvenient. I take heart in all the good deeds that I see out there as I drive around the city. People are pitching in, helping their neighbors, looking out for one another, and that's great. And they set good examples for the rest of us, and I just wanted to let all those people know how much I appreciate all of their work. The problem we have today, obviously you can tell by the wind, is that we have lots of drifting. We have cleared roads in the city several times over, and they've filled back up again because of the blowing wind. We have a lot of light snow that just blows around. It looks like the Sahara Desert, except all white. It's like that. It'll continue to be like that. So that requires more patience on everybody's behalf. So our crews will eventually catch up to it, but it's going to take a little time.
Is there concern because of the cold? Is it a race in a sense against time, knowing that potentially another storm on Tuesday?
Yeah, we know that there's more snow in the forecast, and we're going to have to mobilize yet again for that. We're getting used to it a little bit right now, but again, it just requires more of the same. It is disruptive. It occupies people's time and attention, and puts a crimp in everybody's day. But we're dealing with it.
Rooftops became a major concern. There were reports of one collapse after another, and of ice dams causing major roof leaks. An ice dam is a ridge of ice that forms at the edge of a roof, preventing melting snow from draining off the roof. The water that backs up behind the dam can leak into a home and cause damage to walls, ceilings, insulation, and other areas. Insurance claims were at an all-time high, and adjusters had to be called in from other states to assist in handling them. When it was all said and done, the snow totals broke long-standing records. In Boston, January totaled out at 34.3 inches, and February's total was 64.8 inches. For a while, the storms came at the beginning of each work week, making an already hectic commute even worse. And although snowfall in March was not as bad, most of us didn't want to see even one more snowflake. There was, however, if one dares to admit, a certain beauty in the way freshly fallen snow blanketed the area. The whole Northeast was transformed into a virtual winter wonderland. But the South Coast waterways gave it a look worthy of a print from Currier and Ives.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.